Hi guys, another week, another set of balancing changes. This is part 3, just published today. So let's just dive straight in. First of all, we have changes to Yahar Cemetery quarter, which as expected is actually the Grim Reaper respawn. So they've increased monster density and they've connected some of the underground cellars. So I had a little run through, and as far as I can tell, there's these couple of sections here on -2 and here on -1 that they've connected. And let me tell you, these changes are great. This place is actually really good now. Especially the density changes. You have like 4 or 5 Grim Reapers in like every room now. It's really quite good. I really think this this place is really going to be huntable now. Definitely like a solo knight around a level 200 with a fire weapon. You know, there's only Grim Reapers here. There isn't something else. For example, in Drethia, you have, you know, the little hands, what are they called? Grave diggers. You have some specters, so you kind of need to weapon swap. Here, pure Grim Reapers, really good EXP ratio, weak to fire, weak to energy. Low, 200 level EK here, amazing. 200 level Paladin here, probably going to do pretty well. Sorcerers with the fire waves, probably going to do pretty well. I expect that this place will be quite huntable now for quite a wide variety of vocations and team hunt combinations. For example, like a level 150 Paladin plus level 150 Sorcerer duo here, something that's probably going to be very, very good. So really good changes actually. And as you can see, this respawn is now kind of split into 2, into Northern and Southern, but you can jump between them pretty easily as well. So yeah, really, really good changes actually. I'm really impressed with these. Quite simple changes, but really effective. So more of this, please. I think this place will actually be really quite popular for a certain level range now. Moving on, we have quite a number of changes to Quarras, specifically to Yahar Sunken quarter. We've got increased monster density, removed some obstacles. So the obstacles that were removed somewhere around here, you know, there was quite a lot of stones and rocks and stuff. There was like loads of 1 SQM passages. So they've kind of cleaned it up in this section. And as far as I can tell, that's all they did. So that's welcome, but nothing really major. And they've also increased the experience from some of the Quarras. So it's quite significant. It's about a 10 to 15% EXP increase for all of the monsters, which is actually pretty good. I mean, Quarras were not that far away from being a really good hunting spot for, say, a level 80 mage running around with thunderstorms. So I think these are pretty good changes. The monster density here is good as well. It's not as impactful as in Grim Reaper Cave, but I think that's probably good because, you know, the intended level 80 mage hunting here would be like one shot by a Quarra Predator. So if you overdid it with the density here, you probably would make it too difficult for low levels. So I think they've probably hit a pretty sweet spot with the density as well. Overall, you know, this is never going to be an amazing place anyway, just because due to the nature of the monsters. But I think, yeah, a level 80 mage or maybe like a duo, level 100 duo, like a druid and EK will probably be able to make this place pretty good. I also expect with the increased density, this place will now be better for bestiary than Kalasa. Historically, Kalasa was a little bit better rounded for full bestiary. Now with the increased density, I would say this is probably the best place for regular Quarra bestiary. Obviously outside of some sort of rapid respawn Inquisition quest shenanigans. Anyway. And they also increase the experience from bosses, which you can kill just once during the quest. So I don't know what that's about. That's kind of random. Maybe they're going to make them Bane bosses in the future, which, again, still pretty random, but whatever. So yeah. Moving on. We have changes to Meda Tower. Again, as expected, they've added a teleport on the top to bring you to the bottom. There's an extra new layer on top. This was the unexpected part with a new Bane mini-boss called Gorga. I haven't killed. I don't know if she's worth killing. Probably use boss hunters will be here killing her. However, I'm mostly interested in the hunting section, so basically just run through an additional level, jump in a teleport, and it brings you right to the bottom by the stairs, by the entrance. So that's definitely a very good welcome change. I don't think it's going to be like some game-breaking change for this place. It's going to make it just better, and it's going to be higher quality of life and definitely nicer to hunt, but I don't think it's somehow going to become #1 meta spot for level 2 to 300 or anything like that. It's just going to be a little bit more efficient, probably up the experience by 5 to 10%, so good change. I'm all for quality of life changes. I would like to see this apply to the Gloof Tower as well, because I really don't like hunting Gloof Tower, because then I have to like go back 2-3 levels every time. If they stick a teleport on top of Gloof Tower to bring you to the bottom just like this, that would be great. I've left the comments asking them to do that, so hopefully they will. But yeah, overall a nice positive change. New Bane category monster boss for bestiary hunters. Yeah, pretty welcome, pretty cool. Next of all, we have Okia, so frost dragons. They've increased the monster density, which, by the way, they're not kidding there. The density is much higher. They've probably doubled or even tripled the amount of monsters, so it's very fun. It will actually make it very difficult for the people who currently hunted frost dragons. Like, if you think about who hunted frost dragons at the moment before these changes, it would be like level 90 paladins doing single target hunts, or like, you know, level 100 mages with sudden death runes. For those kind of people, this place will actually be really hard now, because if you have like 4 frost dragons running after you and you're trying to single target them, you're probably going to have a pretty hard time. So I would actually imagine Okia is now going to become more of a duo or trio spot around the level 100, or for like a, you know, level 200, you know, really doing proper AoE hunting. Whether it's actually going to be viable for any particular level range and, you know, quite effective, it remains to be seen. I don't like the layout of Okia. It's really quite awkward. Lots of backtracking in lots of places. I've also mentioned this in my comment on Tibia, asking them to connect some underground passages to make this place way more huntable. We'll see if they do that. Otherwise, still good changes. Nice to see increased monster density, and, you know, bestiary will definitely be a lot better here now. You will not necessarily have to wait for Chill Forest in April. That was the best place to do bestiary before. Now Okia is probably good enough to also do the bestiary. They've also increased their earth sensitivity to 100. I think it was 0 before. I think they were immune. So this is a little nod to druids to be able to use waves, and, you know, maybe for EKs to use some earth weapons. Don't think that would really make huge change, but still, you know, it was kind of strange that they were so immune to earth. So yeah, overall, decent changes. I would love to see some layout changes in addition to these. And at that point, if they really make layout changes and connect some of those underground caves, and, you know, you're able to do like a solid loop of like 5-6 frost dragons every room for like 10 consecutive rooms, then I think this place would be pretty good. Then you could maybe have like a team hunt situation around level 200. Probably not going to edge out, you know, the meta spawns like specters at the moment, but it would be a valid alternative, which I think this project is what it's about, right? Making valid alternatives. So yeah, some layout changes, please, Tipsoft. Moving on, next we have a Bunakian Lion. This is a Crypt Warriors respawn. I haven't checked this one out, but as you can see, they've increased their EXP by about 20%, and increased monster density. From what I've heard, the density is pretty crazy now, so yeah, it remains to be seen. I think this place might become better. I don't know whether it's going to become meta, but maybe it will now be viable for like a solid, you know, EK-ED duo, for example. We'll see, but welcome changes anyway. And finally, we have Monster Graveyard. This seems to be an elemental change, where they changed fire damage to physical or death damage, which I guess will make it easier to itemize for Monster Graveyard, and maybe this will make it more huntable. And that's it. Those are all the changes. I haven't tested, obviously, this last one, as I'm more of a solo player. We'll see whether this Monster Graveyard has any impact. And yeah, that's basically all we have. I would say the Yahar Cemetery quarter change is probably my favorite one here, and this one that's actually going to impact you know, some meta spawns in some level range. Obviously, if you're level 1000, you don't care about any of this. But if you're more of a low level player, or, you know, on a new server, then this Yahar place will be very good. This sunken stuff, kind of irrelevant. You know, just a net positive, but nothing really game breaking. Some quality of life in Meda Tower, and some increased density in Okia, so maybe this will somehow become a little bit more viable. Maybe like a level 130 EK now will be able to do pretty well here with full imbue. We'll see. Anyway, that's all I have for you today, guys. Next changes in 2 weeks. Now there will not be any next week, so looking forward to those. I'll definitely make a video discussing those as well. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these changes, if you're looking forward to testing them out, what you expect in the future changes. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.